wasn't really trying to make a video like this. I used to make them back in the day, right? I guess people weren't ready for it back then. Um, Maybe ahead of the curve. People weren't ready to hear or listen to what folks had to say. But it would appear as if maybe the times are changing and eyes are opening up a little bit more. Now, this particular video has something to do with this whole Peach Momoko thing that happened, and I was not there. Let's preface that with I wasn't there. I'm just going off what people are saying, and I heard a certain somebody say, well, maybe Peach should have not done 10 uh, autographs. All right. As soon as I heard that, I stopped watching and I turned it off. Because at no point ever should she have any fault in what happened out in the lines. More so, what I don't hear is a certain entity, because typically right now what I'm hearing is resellers and VIPs or general populace. Those are the two big things, and I have yet to hear somebody say it's New York Comic Con's fault. And when I say New York Comic Con, because they are the overall entity that put this shindig together and that is responsible for the safety and well-being of the celebrities and the general attendance. Now, where I have the issue is people can't control themselves, right? People like to take advantage of seemingly well, you know, placed people. Peach said, I want to do this for the fans. Good on her. Like we don't see, we do not, she is probably at her caliber, she is probably 8% of the people that do that. And we'll get into more about that later. But to somehow, some way place blame because she chose to allow 10 signatures or however many signatures for free that it causes. For you to somehow think like that is stupid, completely idiotic. I'm sorry, dumb. What the failure was is people don't know how to be civil. That's first and foremost, right? People can't respect other people's time and place. Two is New York Comic Con, and I speak of this with experience, right? Those who have been on this channel for a while now knows I used to work conventions like a lot, so I've seen it all. And main reason why I don't work conventions anymore because I probably seen too much that I wanted to that I was okay with that people in leadership positions were okay with that shouldn't have been okay. What's happened is an implosion of decades of closing the blind eye or um, allowing certain behaviors to go through unnoticed. The exception became the norm, and that's what we get. That's what we allowed it to happen, and this is it imploding in itself. Where was New York Comic Con at? Whether it be the people that work for Artist Alley, the people that are in charge of Artist Alley, New York Comic Con in itself, because if there is a line before the official opening of the con, where was New York Comic Con to be like, why are you a line? It's not even open. Where was New York Comic Con when there was an exceeding amount of people in that area? Were there volunteers there? I don't know. Were volunteers experienced enough to work a line like that? I don't know. Where was the security at? Now we're talking about security controls. Where were they at? I blame a lot of it on New York Comic Con and the people up and down that whole echelon. When you have a celebrity where you have, you know, artists, comic creators that are big names that are known to pull a line, then you probably should have the most experienced people there because they understand how to work that line. They understand the power they have within that line. Look, if I am the lead volunteer, lead worker at this particular area, and I'm noticing that the crowd is getting rowdy, they're not respecting each other and stuff, it's pretty easy for me to be like, look, you got one of two choices. Either you calm the hell down or you could leave. That's it. Whether you spent $550 on a VIP pass or $49 on a daily pass, that's on you. But don't confuse your entitled state with being disrespectful. Okay, that's a big no-go. Everybody's there to meet somebody they adore, their work, right? Now there might be ulterior motives in that. I don't know, don't care. But be respectful and understand that everybody has their own things going on. New York Comic Con and any convention anywhere, if you understand that there is a situation going on in your artist, in your section, then you need to be there to contain that situation. Neutralize it. If you got a bad apple there that is making issues, pretty easy. See you tomorrow or you're banned. It's that easy. And people forget that there is power like that. We don't like using it because us as fans understand that there can be, you know, some misjudgment because of that excitement and adrenaline. We get it. Usually warnings are involved, but don't confuse that you can get banned, get kicked out of line, spent $550 for a VIP pass, and boom, you just lost a whole day or the whole convention. But to blame Peach on what happened because she chose to have free autographs. If Peach Momoko said, and she is true to her word, that she was there for her fans, then her fans should have respected everything about what was going on in there. Respect each other, respect the artist, respect the other artists, because I'm pretty sure fans were blocking other artists' way. Respect the volunteers, the workers, the site leads. Now, the con itself, and I've always had an issue with this. Dude, I could drop so much shit, and I probably will. But if the con opens up at 9 o'clock, any exclusives should not drop until the first attendee walks into the con floor. There shouldn't be a line. I remember I was probably a third person VIP at a con that In Huck Lee was at. Third person. I knew that's who I wanted to go see. Why was there already 20 signatures in there? The con wasn't open. The con wasn't open the day before. How? You know, I get it. Everybody wants to make money, but be fair. That's all I'm saying is be fair. You want to make out deals, work backdoor deals, do that shit before the con, at night, at home, whatever, whatever. But at the con, nothing takes place until the doors open, when it's officially open, where you can officially sell all this shit. That goes with like slabs. There shouldn't be any slabs. Nobody should see that nobody's hands outside that retailer should have that comic in their hand. Slabs should be sent that day the con is open. Artists, you have to understand there's people that literally drive hundreds of miles to come see you. So when I come up to your booth with the understanding based on what the convention said, that you'll be there Friday all day, but I get to your booth and you're only signing 2 hours that day. How is that even fair? Right? How is that fair? What happens if it's the only day that I can come? Oh, and let's throw another variable in there. What happens if another celebrity comic creator shows up and takes 20 minutes of that conversation? Now we just lost 40 minutes. How is that fair to anybody? What happens if you're only there for one day? But you're only doing 2 hours of signing. How's that fair? There's pre-commissions that people could do. If you are aware of an artist that's going to a con near you, a lot of them do pre-commissions. Call them up, well, email them, message them, hey, can you do this? Can you do that? I'll be at this con. Most times they'll do it. And plus, pre-commissions at home, majority of the time they look a lot better than in con commissions. Right? I don't like this under the table victim blaming that Peach Momoko could have prevented. No, Peach had nothing to do with it. It was all good intent. It was a failure of the convention. It was a failure of personnel there. Personnel meaning the attendees of all, whether it be resellers, influencers, VIPs, priority, or general tenants. It's a failure of that. You have people that screws things up for other people, right? When I was working a convention, there was, so CBCS has this you can witness your own signature. I don't know if they still do it now, but at the time they did, right? And then you had CGC with, their witnesses. And what I used to see, I bullshit you not, these CBCS and CGC witnesses literally going up there, getting it signed at the lesser rate because they are not wearing or identifying themselves as a witness, just so they don't pay that $10 to $25 fee. Now, if I see that, I will say something, and I have, trust me. But if the artist sees that, then that means that they can't trust anybody, and they'll just rate up the raw signatures, because who is, how can they tell whether this person is going to be a witness or this person is just doing it just to keep it inside his PC, a raw signature inside his collection? So that could be another factor why these signatures are going up, not only because the cost of living is going higher, but they can't trust the people that are there to sign their books because they've seen witnesses do some foul shit. Seen it. I've seen it. I called them out. I don't give a fuck. You're hurting the hobby when you do stuff like that. When the exception is turned into the norm, implosion happens. And I'm glad that people are speaking up. I wish I was fucked up years ago when folks were speaking up, but hey, better late than never. The hobby itself, it's in a weird time right now, right? You know, it's cool. You know, comic creators are seen as celebrities more so than they were before, because I know I've always thought of them as celebrities. You know, they're charging that premium, right? Again, just be kind to people and listen. It shouldn't take me as a worker of a line to threaten you of removing you from the line or banning you from the con for you to be like, oh, my bad. Well, I don't understand what's the logic of that. Is it your pride? Is it your ego that is hurt? Just be like, my bad, won't happen again. Versus, damn, I just spent $550 and I just got kicked out of this con. And then I'm going to boo-hoo to everybody on the internets and blame everybody else but my behavior. Be courteous, dude. That's it. Just be courteous. And conventions, y'all need to keep an eye out. This shit ain't like I was 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago. The game has changed. People are doing some really foul shit, and y'all need to keep an eye to that. And volunteers, don't forget, you guys got power. We don't like using it, but we have to use it. Limiting it. Wouldn't happen if there was 10. That wasn't said. That's what I heard, though. Maybe change it now. Well, it's your fault because I had to. That's what I heard. No. Peach has nothing to do with it. If anything, people's greedy behavior. Elitist, right? I spent $550. I deserve to go first. I'm a reseller. I mean, I'm a vendor here, and I've been here. I was here at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I need to make my money back, and this and that and the other. I deserve to be first. Influencer. Oh, my name is everywhere. People know me. Let me jump up ahead because I've like special treatment. No, motherfucker. Be courteous. All right? And that's what we're forgetting. It's greed is driving people doing dumb stuff. To include the conventions. Like I said, I wholeheartedly blame it on conventions, whether it's lack of situational awareness, lack of personnel, but New York Comic Con should deserve every single blame. Because if there was somebody that had a little bit of experience working that line and seeing the storm coming, they should have been able to put that storm out, whether it be calm them down or get them out of the line. So New York Comic Con gets all my smoke. And then comes the people, because they need to respect each other. Anyways, that's my 2 cents. I probably rambled way longer than I should have. Yeah.